Hello, welcome to class this month for the love of rounding. Okay, so there are 5 spine shapes in life and in Pilates, but there's round, which is flexion, or there's extension, which is always just called that, or back bends. There is tall back, and there is side bend and twisting. And so, the thing is that rounding I find to be the hardest one to really find, especially on the mat, because there's not a lot of feedback for you. And then what's nice about the Cadillac is there's a lot of different things. Now, we're not going to just round all the time because that's not actually how you get better at rounding. You get better at rounding by getting taller, longer, stronger, right? And then that informs that. So because we need all the shapes to help us get round, I want us to actually start lying on our back near our leg springs, okay? So what you'll want to do first is just lay here for a moment. So this is the easiest tall back you've ever made. Unless your Cadillac is super squishy, you can't round your spine unless you're tucking, right? So just let your pelvis be neutral, let your spine be long, and notice what's touching and what's not touching. Now, I want you to lift your head and chest up off the mat. Now we're in a round shape, okay? So if you tuck to do that, that's very interesting. We need to know that, but you're going to lower it back down. What I don't want is chin to chest. That's not an ideal situation for having a long round shape. So you can grab your thighs or have your hands slide along the mat, lift your head and chest up, make sure your neck is nice and soft, okay? And come back down. Now, the reality is a lot of us round our shoulders to round our spine. So you're going to try to leave your shoulders back as you curl up. I know that sounds weird, but basically leave your arms down, lift your head and chest up, and allow your shoulders to go back as you curl up. So they're just wide. Do you feel that? That's good. Okay, so that's where we're going. That's where if all of that felt really weird or really necky, or you started to move your pelvis to make it happen, that's very good information for us. Put your leg springs on. You're going to just focus on having a really tall spine here. And so what I want you to feel on these springs, we're using 2 springs first, is I want you to feel if the springs are causing you to round your spine or shorten or pop your ribs out, or if you can just find a really strong, tall back for which we can work from, okay? So 5 frogs, out and in, heels together, toes apart, allowing your heart to sink down and your pelvis to rest on the actual mat. And then stay out there on your 5th one and go into your circle. So nothing in your spine should be changing shape as your legs do these circles. And your circles can be as big as you can let them be without your actual axial skeleton reverse. That's your tailbone to the crown of your head, changing shape. So your legs are moving in the socket. All right. So if we wanted to change the shape of our spine, we wouldn't use our quads to do it. Bend your knees in. We would actually just curl our pelvis up and have the legs follow that. Got it? Push those legs out and go for a walk. One down, then the other. Down, 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 then up, 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 down, 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 up, 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 up. One more time. And then up, up, up. Bend your knees in. And then you're going to press it out and you're going to bicycle your legs. And you're just letting one leg slide in and then the other. And again, spine's not changing shape, right? If it is, it's really going to tell us a lot about a possibility for having a long round shape. Because if your pelvis is able to just go hip hike, hip hike, hip, hip hike, hip hike, hip hike, do, then obviously it's going to be hard for us to maintain a long round shape. One more thing here, and I would do big frogs. Put your feet down, slide them along the mat, open the legs, lift them up, bend them in. I'm going to throw a little wrench into this. We're going to do our first spring loaded, sort of like a round shape, right? We're going to test it. We're going to see how much control you have. So you're just doing the reverse first. Hips are down, legs out, open, down, squeeze together. Okay, so now what we do is we take the feet down, they slide out, you open the legs. You're going to lift the pelvis to lift the legs a couple inches, squeeze the legs together, bend your knees in and roll down. It's like a short spine. Press out, open, pelvis lifts, bend your knees in, roll the spine down. So you're not lifting your legs to lift your pelvis. Lift the legs. I'm showing you if you have control over a round shape. Reverse. Send the legs out as the hips lift a little bit. Open the legs, lower everything down. And again, knees in, reach the legs out. As they go out, your hips are going to lift up. And then everything comes down, bend in. One more. Reach out, hips lift, open and lower, and pull it all the way in. Whew. So it's a little test. How'd that feel? A little round shape from the bottom half of your body. So, okay, now that you know how to reach your legs, right? Reaching our legs allows us to have strength from our center. Take your feet against the poles for your round back. Oh, your round back. So first, I want you not to worry about straightening your legs. We talk about this a lot, but just in case you never hear me say it, don't straighten your legs. Pull your waist back. So this is the greatest exercise for practicing a round shape. Your legs may straighten on their own. Now, when you lift your head and chest up, you're already starting to be peeled off, right? We're not slinkies. We're coming up in the longest round shape. Think about those like snap bracelets, right? You hit them in the middle and that's what makes them round. So same thing here. We're not rounding from our legs. We're pulling our waist back and we're opening up the snap bracelet. And then we lift our head and chest up, chin is off your chest. And we bend from the tailbone to the crown of the head, the longest round shape. If that's a trouble, if you're feeling like you come up in one chunk, here we go. Get your lower back towards the mat. Find the spot where you're tight, and then you do little crunches, basically pulses, and you're just pulling your waist back and pulling your waist back. So your shoulders are not doing this. Your shoulders on your back, yeah? And you pulse, and you pulse, and you pulse, and then come up. Let's double check that your shoulders are on your back, because sometimes we cheat ourselves. So pull the waist back. We're in a long round shape, yeah? Pull your arms like you're doing a row. Fill your arms, get onto your back, and then stay there and do those little pulses with those arms holding on to the bar from your back so that you're not making a round shape by letting your shoulders hang off your back, and then come up. Great job. All right, so let's put this bar away for now, and we're going to lie down with some arm springs, okay? So another tall back prep, just to double check that you know where your arms connect to your back. And that way when you do your rolling up, it's not from the shoulders being in your ears, right? So press the arms down and hold. Do you feel your upper back get wider on your mat? And lift them back up. And press the arms down and hold, hold, hold. And come up. And again, press and hold. Good. One more time. Press and hold. Stay here and draw little circles, feeling your upper back get nice and wide. And then reverse. And then bend your elbows. Squeeze those elbows into your sides. Press your arms towards straight. Oof. If your elbows lifted off, we're cheating. So get those elbows on and press, 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 press. And bend. And press, 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 press. And bend. Heart sinks, ribs take up space. One more time. And bend. Whew. Okay. Last thing here to get your arms to connect to your back, and then we're going to practice your round shape. Hug those arms in and open them back up. And again, hug those arms in and open. Two more. And open. One more. Good. Okay, now slide back just a little bit or a lot, because you're going to round up in just a second. So err on the side of a lot, and if it's too easy, you can scoot forward. Pull your knees into your chest, lift your head and chest up. Let your head and chest come back down. Again, you don't want to feel this in your neck, so lift your head and chest up and lower. Those arms are connected to your back, so they're coming along for the ride. And lift your head and chest up. and lower. Okay, so you can stay here practicing that, or you're going to do your 100. I highly recommend your legs be down. But if you are like, girl,